scathing new editorial coming from Alabama's largest newspaper group. It calls on Alabama voters to support Moore's Democratic opponent, Doug Jones, saying the election is a turning point for women in Alabama. Earlier today, I spoke with the managing producer, and here's what he had to say.
Even before these allegations, there's a lot of Roy Moore's behavior and record that's just unpalatable. He's been unseated from his position as Supreme Court Justice twice, and he has made hostile claims to a number of Alabama residents, gay residents, Muslim residents, minorities. And so this was just the icing on the cake, but I think that it does bring moral clarity to this moment. We each know somebody who has been the victim of abuse. And how can we look them in the eyes and say, this is the man that we're endorsing or this is the man that we're voting for, and expect them to feel safe in this state?
CNN's Nick Valencia is also in Alabama. So, Nick, what are you hearing from voters?
It has been a very difficult week, no doubt, Frederica, for the Senate Republican candidate. But even still, Roy Moore is digging in, and so are his supporters. But today, more bad news for the campaign. The largest newspaper in Alabama, the Birmingham News, well, this is the headline they're putting out, asking voters to reject Roy Moore. And here's what they're saying in part of their editorial. Do not make your voting decision based on who it will affect on a national stage. Vote based on who it will affect in your hometown. There's only one candidate left in the race who has proven worthy of the task representing Alabama. He is Doug Jones. They go on to say, do not let this conversation be muddled. This election has become a referendum on whether we will accept this kind of behavior from our leaders. But even if these allegations of sexual assault are true against Roy Moore, it may not seem to matter here among some of his most ardent supporters. We've been talking all week with people here in Alabama, and they say that even if it is true, they'd much rather vote for the Republican Roy Moore over Democrat Doug Jones. Frederica?
All right, Nick Valencia, thank you so much. All right, and this just in, an aide to Minnesota Senator Al Franken says the Democrat has no intention of stepping down. There have been calls for Franken to resign since a news anchor came forward and accused him of groping and kissing her during a USO tour back in 2006. This was before Franken became a senator. A spokesperson for Franken added that he is, quote, doing a lot of reflecting, end quote, while spending time with his family through the Thanksgiving holiday. All right, coming up next, new details in the special counsel's investigation of Russia's election meddling. We're hearing straight from the attorney representing Jared Kushner. This as Trump's son-in-law finds himself at the center of the probe. That's next.